From the Shack podcast is sponsored by Thermapen. Designed for chefs and loved by home cooks worldwide, Thermapen ensures perfectly cooked food every single time. With its unrivaled speed and accuracy, sleek waterproof design, and a 5-year guarantee, Thermapen is certified to perfect every roast, bake, barbecue, and steak. Myself and Dec highly recommend Thermapen as it's the only food thermometer that we use at home as well as when we're cooking at our pop-ups. So cook to temp and not time, and enjoy the episode. Welcome to episode 12 of From the Shack podcast. Glad you could join us. I'm Steve. I'm joined by Dec. As usual, we have it's a bit of a different one this week.
Yeah,
because
new style.
Yeah, new style. We've got an interview, but it was done via Zoom a couple of weeks ago. So I'll come to that in a minute, but it's going to be a slightly different format. We're going to have all the usual stuff. So what we've been cooking, the news in and around the community. Barbecue news and any announcements and things like that. And we've also got a couple of little shout-outs to do at the end. I think what we'll do before we get stuck into anything, we'll go straight into the interview, I think.
Yeah.
So it's an interview with Alex from Fields to Fork, which is an event happening in Stockport. It's the first time it's happening this year. It looks like it's going to be amazing. It's set on a farm.
Sounds good.
Loads of really sort of top-class chefs. Marcus Borden's there, James Peck's there, just to name two of many. Go and check it out. You'll have heard me going on about this event for a few weeks, but I'm definitely going to go down there. And if you've not heard of it, I highly recommend you check it out. So without further ado, we'll pass you over to Alex. Hi, Alex. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining us. We really do appreciate you coming, mate. Getting fresh people and fresh faces on the pod is something we really want to do, just to get everyone from the different parts of the community, whether they're barbecuers, fire cooks, home cooks, and the things to do with British produce and things like that. That's what we want on the podcast. Weirdly, your event, before we get into it, is on my doorstep, and I had no clue it even existed until I seen it.
It didn't exist until December last year.
Right.
It's something I'm incredibly passionate about. I've been in the hospitality industry since I was 15.
Okay.
I don't know another life apart from the hospitality industry. And over the years, I've seen it go through some real hardships, to say the least. I probably didn't join it at the best time, or maybe it's my fault. It's all gone tits up. Who knows? But we're just seeing with Brexit, with changes to EU legislation, with increases in FSA, the Food Standards Agency's licensing and stuff like that, it's a hard time for the industry. But it's also a really hard time for British farmers. The weather's terrible. I live on a farm. It is awful. And it's been a real struggle. So we wanted to do more to give back. We've been doing festivals on this site. My partners, Carl and Laura, they started festivals alongside Jan around 12 years ago. And I joined them around 3 years ago. And it's just been a goal of ours to do something to give back to the farming community that we're all in. Yeah. And that's where Fields to Fork came from.
It's a cracking idea. I really love the idea. And there's not many events that are doing similar to what you're doing, where you bring in all the different elements, and it's in the name, from field to fork, all the elements of food, where it comes from and where it ends up, all together in one place. Was that always what you wanted to do, or was it just more that you wanted to put on a food festival, and because of your background?
I just wanted to eat nice food, to be honest. I've got to be honest, it was really natural, the progression of it. It started off, actually, so my partner Laura is a third generation farmer. We still hold Aberdeen Angus cattle on site here, and we were actually at Stirling Show last week looking at the sort of agricultural side of that. We still do it, but what we found is we prefer selling direct to consumer. So for the last sort of 10 years, we've actually burgered the cows. So we've literally minced the cow. Yeah. Kept the prime cuts, but burgered everything else and sold them at our events, at festivals, at weddings and such. And it's gone really, really well. We recently opened a temporary site down the bottom. It's a little caravan on wheels, basically. It's a bit prettier than that we sell burger and beer at the weekends. And it's all the beer is from Jeremy Clarkson's farm down at Hawkstone. And all the burgers are from mince from our farm. And that started in November last year, and that was sort of the final push that made us go, look, people are interested in this.
Yeah,
We love doing it.
yeah,
But when we looked online, everything's really expensive. The big festival now is a great event, but they're at hundreds of pounds now to go.
yeah.
I think a family ticket's like 400 or 500 quid, and it's just not fair. Like we want the farmers to be able to talk to people, and that's impossible if the people are having to pay hundreds of pounds and the farmers can't afford themselves to go to these events.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we thought we'd break the mold.
I mean, the price point is something that I was going to talk about because it's a very reasonable price point. Like you say, when you look at all the events that are going on throughout the year, because myself and Deck, who's my co-host on the podcast, we're already booked in for a few. We're going to Meetopia in London.
Yeah,
You've got Fume Festival in Manchester, which is more of a celebration on the end result with the cooks and things.
yeah, that's artisanals and sort of chutney makers and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah,
And then you've got Sizzle Fest, which is in Southampton. But Sizzle Fest was the first one that I went to. I had to go all the way down. I live in Manchester. I had to go all the way down to Southampton for my eyes to be opened as to
yeah.
what the event could be, to have butchery demos and see where that meat comes from and how you end up with what you've got on your plate. And I think for many years, I never really associated with when I went into a supermarket and picked up one of them clear plastic packets with meat in it, that meat was anywhere else except in that packet forever. Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't
100%.
put two things together, and I think people like yourself doing the event, and there's a lot of people, farmers on TikTok now, try to sell directly to the public. I think all that kind of thing, and I understand why you guys are doing it, the hardships that you're going through, but I think it's having a dual effect. It's helping you guys, but it's opening people's eyes to
Yeah,
where it comes from and the difference in the quality between going to a farmer or going to a
yeah,
butcher than picking it up on the shelf in a supermarket. Now, we've mentioned
100%.
this numerous times. You know, we live in a world where times are hard for everybody. So we would never judge anyone, and we never say to anyone, "You should only shop at butchers where you know where it's coming from," because that's not always possible. But at least when
No,
you're
no.
able to spend that little bit more, if it's a special dinner or it's a family Sunday roast or something like that, go and speak to your farmers, and you'll get the quality meat. It does make a difference on the end plate.
Yeah,
I think huge difference. My eyes opened so much when I started to buy meat where I knew where it was coming from.
yeah.
Compared to this just tasteless meat that was just full of water. When you put it in a pan and it's
Full of water and sugar. Yeah,
yeah, and you're just like, what is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. So yeah, so it's great that I think you guys are coming out yourselves and just bypassing that middleman, which is the supermarkets and the big corporations and things like that. And I think a lot of people are going to get behind it. It seems to be that way. Whenever I follow quite a few farmers, and they seem to be doing quite well, just promoting and selling themselves direct. It seems to be going down really well. So this festival, I suppose, is you get to see that. So people that won't be reached on social media, because not everyone's on TikTok and not everyone's
yeah,
on
100%.
Instagram, they come to your festival and they get to see it and speak to you guys face to face, which is great. Um, so when you come up with the idea of putting this event on, what was the initial remit? Was it we just want to put on a great event and we want to do it for the farmers so they can meet people, or did you have you got bigger plans? Is it always going to be where it is now? Have you got plans further down the line to get even bigger, to be one of the bigger festivals, or what's the thought?
Quite simply, no, we do not want to get to the point where the only way we can put this on is to have corporate sponsors, and the only way to put it on is to tear down loads of trees and build massive tents and all that, because that's just counterintuitive to
Yeah,
what we're
yeah,
trying to do.
yeah.
I think we're in a very fortunate place. The first festival was put on over 10 years ago, and it was literally done by Carl and Laura with some local indie bands, and they were selling cans out of a fridge, and that was it. And now we're at a point that this is the majority of the income for the farm is through the festivals. The diversification of the farm itself is so important, because to maintain a herd on this land that would actually make enough money to sustain this is almost impossible. You'd need hundreds of cows to maintain the land to the standard that we do. So So what we want to do is just put on amazing events. If we are going to do these festivals, we're going to make sure they're some of the best we do. We already have Buckle and Boots, our country music festival, which just won a few weeks ago for the fifth time best country music festival in Britain.
Nice.
So that's 5 times now we've won that. We've been awarded we've been nominated for some like amazing awards like best festival toilets, best camping sites and stuff like that. And we just try and do everything to the best quality we can. So with this event, we saw it as an opportunity to teach, an opportunity to engage, and sort of get to the point where it is only £25 a ticket and you're going to have 12 hours of Michelin star chefs and music and food and drinks and everything. But for us, it's just about getting that community engagement, teaching people where to buy stuff, and also what they can do with it once they've got it. And I think people are becoming a lot more aware of what they're putting in their bodies and their kids' bodies and stuff like that. And they are realizing that if you go to a supermarket and you buy a ready meal lasagna, you can make 4 lasagnas with fresh ingredients for the same price,
And it
and
tastes
you're
10
not
times
covering it
better.
in plastic. Yes, and it'll taste a lot better. So I think education's the main thing.
Mm.
And we do want to grow it up to sort of 3,000 people a day would be sort of where we'd love to get to. Year one, we're hoping for around 1,500. But we want it to get to the point that everybody can meet the chefs, everybody can ask questions at the events, everybody can be at the front and watch the bands. They're not going to have to queue to go to the loo and go to the bar and stuff like that. And that's what we pride ourselves on.
Yeah, and you've got. I mean, you mentioned some of the big name chefs that you got. You have got some really big names. You've got Stu Dealey, Lisa
Yeah.
Goodman Allen, who I think everyone will recognise. You've got the most recent MasterChef winner, Dan Merriman,
Dan Merriman, yeah.
Akhtar Islam, and then you've got my two pals, Marcus Borden and James Peck, which is
Yeah.
what pushed me because I'm coming. I'm coming to the weekend.
Excellent.
I've told my missus I'm going on a podcast sort of thingy on the Saturday, and I'm bringing her and the kids on Sunday. When I'm not really, I'm just going just because I want to eat loads of food and meet people. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't blame you.
so when it comes to the names that you've got there, because I mean, this is a new festival.
Brand new, yeah.
Yeah. What was the process of reaching out to them guys and getting them interested? And obviously they got on board because they're behind most of the things
Yeah.
that you're behind. But I mean, yeah, how did you do it? Because for a festival,
Year one, it's an impressive
yeah,
lineup,
it's very
and
impressive.
my partner turned around to me with her usual words of encouragement and went, "That is amazing. What are you going to do for year two?" And I hadn't thought of that, so thank you, Laura. But I'm very lucky. I've worked in the industry for a long time, and most of these were done by picking up the phone and giving someone a call,
Yeah,
and saying, "All right, mate, do you want to get involved with this?"
yeah,
And it's really great. We've got the four MasterChef, the professional winners, in Stu, Nikita, Dan, and Dan.
mm,
Um, we've got Akhtar Islam, who's 2 Michelin star, and he is honestly one of the most flavour-driven chefs I've ever had the pleasure to eat the food of. And then Lisa Goodwin Allen, who I think is just an industry legend, to be honest. Now she's Great British Menu Judge, Northcote through and through, multiple Michelin stars, greatest British female chef, etc., etc. And then on the other side, you've got Marcus Borden, who's the head of the UK BBQ School, and you've also got James Peck, who's cooking over fire, is
yeah,
really changing the landscape of fine dining.
yeah. It's bang on. It's amazing. Yeah,
And it's just people I want to eat the food of. I'll be completely honest. I looked today, and we've been very fortunate. There's actually some more chefs coming out in the next couple of weeks, but very fortunate that when I was going through it, I did just have the ability to pick people I think are great chefs and also great conversationalists, people who are actually striving to make changes in the industry. I was very lucky to have worked with Stu for quite a long time, and his ideas and his thought process and stuff is just stunning. And I
yeah,
want him to be on a bigger stage to be able to shout about it and get people interested.
yeah. It's. I mean, the lineup is phenomenal, and like you say, if you've got more people to announce, that's something to really look forward to. You've got Block involved, who are they sponsoring the main stage, and I'm assuming they're going to bring down some of their amazing open fire cooking equipment,
Yeah,
things like that. Cage.
they are they're an official partner, so we have 2 official partners. We've got Block, who are amazing. Mark, their operations director, actually comes to some of our other festivals,
Right.
and I met him through that. I knew of Block through Tom Shepherd actually down in near Birmingham, because he has all upstairs, great restaurant. You won't get a table unless you know someone. It's fully booked, but it's brilliant. But he uses Block, so does Akhtar Islam. Um, and they're making some of the best quality stuff
Yes.
coming out of the world, to be honest, let alone just British produce.
Yeah.
So yeah, really proud to have them on board.
Yeah, bro. And for anyone who's listening who isn't like me and just scrolls through social media pretty much all day when he's got 5 minutes, I've said it's in Manchester. Whereabouts exactly is this festival?
So we are on a farm, somewhat obviously. This farm has been in the family since 1964. So we're actually through Ethero Country Park. So Ethero Country Park is in Compstone near Stockport. You walk through this. It's about a 800-meter walk through the park. It's the oldest park in the UK. It was the first one. You go over a waterfall into the entranceway, which is where we currently hold beer at the Weir. So you've got a river running round the site. You're surrounded by trees. We are actually a triple SI. We have a triple SI site, so a secure area for trees up at the top. So it's truly, you are one with nature here.
I mean, I've not been to the site, but the pictures that I've seen that you've been posting up, it does look really, really good. And I don't think you could ask for a better locality to have an event of this
No,
size and what it's about, and just bringing everyone together in the communities. It is class. So
thank you.
tickets still available?
Yeah, so tickets, we're still on early bird. We're going to hold early bird for now. I'm not quite sure when. Probably when the lineup's all out, we'll close them off, which won't
Yeah,
be too long.
yeah,
But tickets are start for an adult. It's around £25 for a day and £40 for 2 days.
yeah,
You can camp. There's motorhomes. There's glamping.
yeah,
The full site is open as normal. But we do offer free tickets for very young children, and discounted tickets for 16 and unders, as well as some family tickets and stuff. Because we do want the family to come down. There's
yeah,
going to be live music on our main stage, and then the second stage is all live fire cooking.
yeah.
So it's going to be pretty impressive, and there's going to be stuff running all day, every day.
And when you say all day, what time do like the festivities start in the day, and how late does it go on to into the evening?
So we will be opening site at 11 a.m. So the music, bars, and food will start at 12, so you can get yourself settled. If it's hopefully it was going to be stunning weather. Maybank holidays
It
usually
will.
pretty good. Touch wood.
Positive mental attitude. It will. It'll be
I know, I know. I've been doing my Sundance, so it's okay. Yeah, so we'll be open at 11, and it'll be running. So actually, our bars are licensed till 2 a.m. So it could be one hell of a party.
yeah,
But yeah, we're gonna have live music, and live cooking all the way till midnight. So it's truly a little bit of everything. We will be putting out a full schedule. We've got some other interesting bits. We've got some opportunities for some guests to get involved. So if you are coming down, get yourself to the front of the stages, and you may be picked up to go and try some of the food.
I mean,
But yeah, there'll be Q and
it sounds
A's.
amazing value. The fact
I
that
know.
12 till 12, and then you've got the bar license till 2 if needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's class. There's not many events we're doing that. A lot of events start wrapping up around 9 o'clock ish, something like that. So
No, we're going till midnight, and we are the largest Hawkstone bar in the world, as Jeremy Clarkson would say.
there you go.
So we will be pouring Hawkstone beer as well.
Well, I've not actually had any Hawkstone beer as of yet, so
Have you not?
I'm gonna hold
You've
off.
got to come down to the
Wait.
beer at the Weir.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know it was on. I didn't even know. Now I know. I'm teaching people. I'm learning something.
There you go. Every
Yeah, I will.
Saturday and Sunday, 12 till 4. Just what it'll be later in the summer, but 12 till 4 at the bottom of the farm. You just walk through Ethero Park,
Yeah,
and you can come and try Hawkstone and try one of our smash burgers.
yeah, we'll do. I'll come down. I'll pop down because I'll have a look at the site before the actual event. That'll be cool. I'll bring the kids. So it's family friendly as well. Campsite, camping, glamping,
Yep.
pets.
Pets, 100%. We
Yeah,
prefer dogs to humans. And my dog is running about around on the floor here, so she is very excited to meet all of your dogs. So hopefully you bring lots.
that's amazing. That's amazing. So what I'll do with this in the show notes, I'm going to put all the links for people to get to your site, get to your
Yep.
socials, and where they can pick tickets up. But yeah, that's amazing, Alex. Thank you so much for coming on, buddy. Really do appreciate
No worries.
Is there anything else that you wanna throw out there? Or am I
No.
like the best host ever and I've just covered everything?
I think no, you're pretty good, solid. If you want to do when you announce this podcast, if you want to do a ticket giveaway as well, like and share for a chance to win 2 tickets or a family, do a family thing because I'll send you a family ticket link and we'll give away 2 adults, 2 kids worth of tickets for the festival.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, dude. So yeah, if anyone wants to find out more about the festival, do have a look in the show notes. I'll also put everything on the socials and do links and everything like that. That's great. Thanks for coming on, Alex.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
That's it. Thank you, Alex, for that. It was great to have some of your time. And we did say that we're going to catch up with Alex closer to the time of the event because he has more announcements that he couldn't say too much about last week. So we'll catch up with him close to the event. And he's also, was a bit of a surprise. Can't remember if I told you. Did I tell you?
Oh, yeah, aren't we?
So he's going to give us a family ticket for the weekend to give away as a prize. Yeah. So what we're going to do is keep an eye on the Instagram. Because we're so last minute, I've not worked out how we're going to give it away yet. But it's going to be one of those like, share, follow things on Instagram. So check out the Instagram for that after this episode. And you could win a family ticket for the weekend. So big thanks to Alex for that. Right, let's get stuck into it.
What have we been cooking?
What have we been cooking? We'll start with what you've been cooking because you've got a spread as usual. Everyone's going to start thinking, like, I'm a tight sod and I don't bring anything in.
Let me be right.
I brought that brisket in that one time.
Oh, yeah, one time.
So I'll bring some stuff in. So what have you got?
We've got jerk ribs.
Yeah.
With pineapple salsa.
Right.
We have got a bit of jerk chicken as well. Because I don't know what's up with me really. I've been like jerk. Full jerk.
Yeah, full jerk. It smells so good.
Can you smell the applewood? I think you can.
I can smell the smoke. I can smell smoke. I wouldn't have said, oh, that's applewood, but yeah, I can definitely smell
I think
smoke.
that's quite a distinct flavour. It doesn't ever smell like apple, but like cherry. I always think cherry.
I know what you mean. Yeah, cherry.
Smells like
cherry.
cherry.
It's like a
you
sweet.
can smell it.
Yeah.
You can genuinely smell the cherry. So I'm gonna chuck a dollop of pineapple salsa on there on the side.
And you posted this on Insta, didn't you?
I chucked this on Insta on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was a little bit hungover, to be fair. So I was. This was all being cooked hungover.
Well, I mean, fair play, fair play. And
well, I'm gonna cook the ribs up.
Yeah.
So basically, ribs.
So what's it in? I know you use the Firefly
Boston Beach,
which is their kind of jerk.
Yeah, we went Firefly Boston Beach.
Yeah.
We smoked them for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you're getting, with some chunks of applewood, so you're getting real good apple flavour.
What temp are you doing them at?
I just did 120. Ribs, I'm not normally that precious about temperature, really. I mean, anywhere from 107 up to 130, I probably wouldn't be that worried.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can normally see if they're getting overcooked anyway, so you can see all that normally. So, so a good 2 hours. Good 2 hours smoked. I then wrapped it in foil with apple cider vinegar and some butter. Nice. I normally wrap it with apple juice, but I just didn't. To be honest, I just didn't have any. So
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, really.
I mean, it's only to keep the moisture in anyway.
It's almost just to braise it a little bit. So you're almost like smoking a braise, really. So and then after 1.5 hours, I did a glaze with the Genevieve Scotch bonnet barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. To be fair, so yeah, it's really, really good. So
is that the new go-to?
At the moment, I'm sort of putting it on everything.
Shout out to Genevieve.
It's really good. And then just do the glaze for half an hour. I mean, you can depending on how much the ribs are cooking, you can generally get away with anywhere from half an hour up to probably an hour. You can just keep basting on, because almost when you baste it brings the temperature down a little bit as well. Because if the sauce has just come out of the fridge, anyway. Yeah. So without further ado, there you go. Grab a rib, mate.
I'm going to go for the middle one.
You can go for the middle one. I'm going to probably go for this end one because it looks quite meaty, mate.
If you're listening in your car, we might be silent for a few seconds.
What do you think? Might be a bit spicy.
Very good. Not too spicy.
Well, again, perfect bite on that.
Yeah.
Consider that's just been microwaved.
I was going to say, still really juicy, still really tender. I don't know if the camera...
Perfect bite. Look. Absolutely perfect, mate.
Yeah.
So, still a little bit of give in it.
You know that
It's really tender as well.
I never do. I don't do a lot of ribs, which is weird because like ribs are kind of the thing that people think of. Oh, but you're going to do barbecue, let's do ribs, and I never really do them.
You can really taste the smoke on that though.
Mm.
The smoke on that is, look, I mean, you just pulled off the bone.
Mm. I'll try and get a good shot of
I was going to say, I wasn't
how
absolutely
clean
nothing
that
on
bone is. But
It's really, really good, mate.
come on.
Go for it, mate. So again, like you can just say, I mean, it's just pulling off the bone.
That's not too hot for me. That's where I'd like it to be. If it was hotter, I'd probably like it's a bit too much. But it's belting that, mate.
I don't know the whole thing is meat, like, you know.
Yeah, I think it is.
Mm.
Oh, that's a nice fatty bit.
Yeah, a little like.
That's like a burnt end.
Do you know what I really liked as well?
Mm.
There was like no rib tips in it. And there's nothing worse when you get ribs and there's like
Where are they from?
rib option, mate.
Mm.
Motions probably about £6. You've got the same in catering butcher.
Mm.
Exactly the same, but about £6, yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Fucking banging it.
See, I always think when we've done pop-ups, I've always thought I'd like to do ribs because people who are not really into barbecue, they do associate
Really loads of room.
ribs. But I was always worried about the hold. But that,
Yeah.
were they refrigerated and then just microwave?
Yeah.
And if I got served them on a plate, I'd be happy with them.
Yeah. You just think think they come straight off the smoker, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I just love the apple flavour.
that's really good.
Mm.
Really good. Want to try a bit of chicken?
Get some out, yeah. Just focus on it. Again, same with the chicken.
Mm.
But you need to get the salsa with it.
Chicken. Just,
You can taste it wrong.
I think chicken and jerk just, it works. That's what I mean. That's why it's a thing, I suppose.
That pineapple made with the chicken.
Mm.
So fresh.
Cools it down, doesn't it?
It's so good, mate. Pineapple salsa for me. Absolutely bang. Absolutely banging. And to be honest, it takes me on to my next cook, really.
Mm.
It's been a while since I've got the pizza oven out. I used to be a bit more into pizzas, but to be honest, I seen an announcement off Lovelogs, and I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna get me
You're doing it.
something out. Yes, I did a cold ferment.
Okay.
So I mixed all the ingredients together. You don't have to knead as much,
Right.
so you do a bit less kneading. So like 5 minutes is probably enough. And then banged it in the fridge for like 3 days.
Mm.
So because you're putting it in the fridge, the idea is you're supposed to get additional flavour into your dough because it's sort of got additional time to sort of rest and relax in the fridge and create the sort of gluten network, but slowly.
Mm.
So yeah, I did a jerk pizza again.
Very good.
I did a big jerk pizza
Why not?
with the jerk barbecue sauce, Scotch bonnet barbecue sauce base.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really good actually.
Mm.
You know, a bit of coriander, pineapple,
That's really good.
red onions.
So did you use the same? When you say it's a jerk, so did you use the chicken that you made then on the pizza, or did you
No,
put any of this?
I had
Put the sauce on it.
I'd put the sauce onto. I just got pre-cooked chicken, to be honest.
Right.
Pre-cooked chicken, and I coated it in the sauce, and then it went straight
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the pizza oven because it's all pre-cooked. And you know the temperature of the pizza oven being at 400-500 degrees,
Yeah.
you know, a couple of minutes, it's cooked, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, no. I did a few different ones. You know, margaritas again with, you know, basil and tomato sauce. Well, I normally just use the tin of pizza sauce.
Mm.
You know, that just a tin of pizza sauce.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Is it not Caputo? You know which one I mean, don't you?
Muti.
They just do like a pizza sauce, I think it is, and I'll do that. But yeah, I did a few meat feast, margarita.
Yeah.
Bit of basil on your margarita and everything.
Yeah.
A little drizzle of olive oil and some parmesan and stuff. I even ordered some of the fior di latte offline. So it's like the proper Italian mozzarella, you know, and it's cut as in like little almost thin strips.
Is that
almost.
expensive?
Yeah, it was like 10 quid for a bag. But
How many
believe-
pizzas?
well, I did 7 and I still had half a bag left. So
Right, it's not
I
too.
split it into 2 and vac packed it and froze it.
If you compare it to like mozzarella you get from the supermarket, you're like flipping it. But when you're considering that you're getting, like you say, you did 7, so let's just say you're getting about 15 pizzas off it, and
Yeah,
it's
it was
better
like
quality.
Yeah.
Then Yeah, it's not too bad.
It was really nice anyway. So
Yeah. I've not done pizzas for ages.
Yeah.
Uni's sat there been looking at me.
yeah, mine's on the uni,
Mm.
or uni, whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah. I do. I've said. I mean, we've said it before. We talked about pizzas before, and I think pizzas falls. I'm all right now, mate. I think pizzas falls into.
I'm not letting it go waste.
I've got to go and feed the kids, so I'll be eating.
I'll be eating as well.
I think pizza falls into barbecue. Barbecue's a weird term, isn't it? I've said before I don't like using the term barbecue because of the image that it kind of creates.
Incorporates it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's just that you're just cooking.
One big
outside.
banner, really.
Yeah.
Outdoor cooking.
Yeah.
A barbecue for me just falls into that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So, what else you been cooking?
I did a bit of halloumi flatbreads.
Yeah.
So they were all right, to be honest. They were all right. I did them internally, so I just lobbed them in the pan, crisped up the halloumi, and then chucked them on a flatbread with a bit of salad, tzatziki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I bought some hot honey flatbreads from Aldi.
I seen them. Yeah, I seen them. Because I had flatbreads this week.
I'm not sure if I could taste the hot honey, to be honest. By the time you've chucked all the halloumi, which is salty, and then you've got the tzatziki on it, which is really fresh, salad. Not 100% sure I could taste the hot honey, but
Yeah. Well, I picked them up and I was like, and I was just about to get them and I thought, well, I'm going to put hot honey on the dish. I mean, I'll come to it later what it was. So, yeah, I went with I think it's the garlic and herb one, I think it was.
I got both.
Yeah.
I weren't sure which one to use. I ended up using hot honey.
They're good then. They're all right. They're decent.
Yeah, I do like to do my own, but for a quick one,
In a pinch, yeah.
You got to remember, you're getting home at 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then you're cooking, and it's like you've got to try and make it a bit accessible and a bit easier for yourself. So
Yeah.
I always try and do like a couple of quick cooks a week.
Yeah.
Try and save me bigger cooks for the weekend. You know, it's mostly stuff like chicken thighs and stuff like that, the barbecue. You know, you never get a chance to light it on weekends. So yeah, I did a bit like pizzas, the jerk ribs, you know, pineapple salsa, and then I did after the last podcast episode. We were talking about Oklahoma smash burgers.
We were.
So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have a go. It just inspired me. I was influenced by the Shack. I was influenced from the Shack. So yeah, I went for it. Like the only thing I'd say is that I've said it before. Mine's like a ribbed, like a grill.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it really worked as well, but with smashing the onions into the pie. So, but you're almost like the onions are cooking in the beef fat almost.
Yeah.
So it reminded me, there's one in the Beefy Boys book where you cook the onions down in so it's really like caramelized onions almost, like jammy caramelized onions, but you do it in the beef fat.
Right.
So to me, it was very, very similar at doing the same thing because it is in essence the same thing.
Same thing.
You're cooking the onions in the beef fat. But I mean, yeah, it was really good. I'd have it again, 100%. I actually cooked the smash burgers on the Camaro Joe.
Right.
I normally do it on the Blackstone, but I thought, do you know what?
So what have you got the
Plancha?
The plancha, yeah.
Yeah, I have got the half moon as well. But when the plancha come out, it was sort of like,
if you're doing smash burgers, it's just easy.
I didn't really use the half moon that much because, I mean, what am I going to use it for?
Yeah,
when I've got a full plancha, unless I'm only doing half.
Yeah, I'm like that. I've got a rack now with 2 soapstones, the half moon on it.
Yeah, that's why I built my own little rack.
And yeah, mine's a rib rack. The Kamado dual rib rack. I use it for all my little things.
It's built out of wood.
Yeah, seen it. It's good.
It?
Yeah, it's good.
At
Christmas when we did that thing. Yeah, it's good.
Just feed blocks of wood to a piece of wood.
Hey, if it works, it's not wrong. It's not
I
wrong.
wanted to be able to take it out. So the cupboard, so I'd be able to take the whole thing out.
Yeah.
And then clean it. Rather than trying to just clean the inside of the cupboard. Wood in it.
Yeah.
The cupboard's made out of wood as well, so yeah. Well, that's it really, mate. That's all I've really been cooking.
Yeah, you've got a couple, but you can't mention until next week because you've not released the reels yet.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I've cooked loads since the last pod, like loads, and like you, I had a burger knife because I picked up one of Ryan's smashers. And being the kind of person I am, I'm like a kid at Christmas, so I needed to use it. So I just did same thing, Kamado Joe, plancha, and yeah, it was good, really good. The smashers, it worked.
Did it work well?
Well, yeah, because it's got the weight in it. It's got the weight and it just makes it easier to do.
Mine's weighty because it's cast iron. So
I like twist. So like
Yeah.
as I'm pushing down, I'm twisting and then twisting it off.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, sometimes they stick to the
Yeah.
thing, and that's a nightmare when that happens.
Yeah,
but,
it is. Yeah, to be fair.
But yeah, that was good. I had the missus and the kids, they just had normal smashes. I went all out because I'm a fat pig and had a triple with bacon, cheese, pickles,
Absolutely brilliant.
all that kind of malarkey.
The one in the Beefy Boys book, I think they call it the Ultimate Burger or something like that. That's probably probably one of the best smash burgers because it uses their burger sauce. You know, without the smart sauce, the mustard, and that for me. With the onions cooked in the beef fat, if anyone's ever done it, oh my god, it's unbelievable.
That's a great book that I would highly recommend.
Yeah,
we've said it before. I think it was on one of the recommends, wasn't it?
It's my favourite.
Beefy Boys, but it's well worth getting. If you make a lot of burgers, it's well worth getting because there's so many ideas.
It's your ideas, that's the thing for me.
There's so many ideas in it. There's so many good things in it. The bacon jam I keep going on about is class, and it just helps you just elevate your burgers. I've kind of
that'll be me next week, you know. I'll be doing that with bacon jam because I've been influenced again.
Yeah. The bacon jam's banging. But I'm like finding myself, I'm stopping myself doing burgers now because I'm stopping myself doing burgers because I'm thinking I've already done them this week or I already did them back end of last week. So if I go on the pod and say, oh yeah, I had burgers 3 nights since the last pod.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it every other week.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what
Bi-weekly burgers, mate.
The problem is, I've supplemented doing burgers. I've had that much red meat this week. It's unbelievable. So yeah, so I had the triple smash burgers. I used the Get Bunned burger seasoning that I picked up off Liam. It's really good.
Sorry, I used that in mine.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it last time as well, I think. Yeah, it is really good.
It just gives an extra layer of flavour, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can only get it from Get Bunned. You'll have to reach out to him. He's on Instagram. He's pretty big around Staffs and Stoke with his burgers. Apparently they are like the most nuts. But Liam has it in store as well, so you can get it off Liam.
Right.
I'll find out about that because it is really good stuff. It's got a nice little kick to it, not too much, but there's a little kick to it.
Is there?
Yeah. You're numb to it now, mate.
I was going to say, mate.
And then I was influenced by you. I picked up a tri-tip off Liam.
Yeah, and what were your thoughts?
And I'll tell you the reason why I did it. I unboxed the Summit Kamado, which I got sent from Weber to use at the classes.
Yeah.
And I wanted to. I was tempted to do the burgers on it, and I thought, no. I want the first cook. I'm going to do a quick burn off, even though in the instructions says you don't need to. I did one anyway, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Quick burn off, and then I did the tri-tips, so just standard reverse sear. And really enjoyed it. I did it was like for a Sunday lunch, but it wasn't like a heavy Sunday lunch. I just had roast potatoes, honey glazed carrots, and I did instead of cream spinach, I did like creamed Savoy cabbage.
I love stuff like that. Just like, you know, just to cut a bit of like meat and 2 veg.
Yeah. Well, I just thought I'll let the meat do the talking.
Yeah, I sometimes when I do roasts, you just seem to like, you're almost like piling your plate too high. Yeah. When you do it stuff like that, where you do like a small selection of veg and some like roasties or something, but you're almost you spend a bit more time on the veg rather than just steam.
Yeah.
I'm getting to this thing where I'm literally piling a load of different veg into a steamer and just literally steaming it. And in reality, it's probably best to actually, instead of doing 4 steamed veg, you're best to just doing 2 decent.
Yeah, just do 2 really well. Yeah, well, that was kind of my thinking, and it turned out really well. I did it exactly the same way that I do my cream spinach with the Savoy cabbage. Yeah. That was really nice.
I like cream.
I like Savoy cabbage, so it's nice. But the tri-tip, really enjoyed it. We had the in-laws over; they really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm like you.
Did you think it
taste-wise?
Not as tender as it normally as it.
Yeah, picanha's better. Picanha's better. I'm not saying I would never have a tri-tip again.
No, I wouldn't, because it was reasonable. Like the
price,
very reasonably priced.
Yeah, yeah.
What you get, right? It's really it's very well priced for.
Yeah, it's a really good.
Cheaper than picanha.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Picanha's my favourite.
Picanha, yeah.
So I will have that as a treat. I don't want that to become like just a thing I have every other Sunday. So I have that as a treat. So what I might do is start picking up tri-tips because it's just nicer than like a rump or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Top side.
And it cooks really well. I thought.
Yeah,
it's quite a simple cook.
It was really easy. Like it was. The only thing for me, I probably just had the barbecue up a little bit too much. So you just got to be careful with any rubs of sugar in. That's all.
Yeah.
I did it.
Oh, I just
Santa Maria one, so that had a little bit of sugar in.
right. I just did. Do you remember what was it to do on the brisket when I mixed the Firefly Lone Star with the Black Magic? I had some of that left, and I just used that on it.
You did it on a brisket, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a brisket. Yeah.
Mm.
So and I mixed the Lone
You
Star.
mixed the two, didn't you?
Yeah, and I had some left, so I used that.
Quite a heavy pepper rub that.
It was really nice, really nice. But yeah, so I mean, if you've not had a tri-tip, I probably wouldn't have tried it if you hadn't and like seen yours.
I've seen loads of people doing it, so I just thought, you know what?
Yeah,
I keep seeing people do it. It's worth a go.
you influenced me a lot, mate.
Yeah, it's worth a go, mate. Honestly.
I said to Anna the other day, I said, I'm sure Dad thinks I just copy him, you know all the time. I am like that kid though, you know, like, oh, I want one of them.
What is it, ribs?
But was that guy off
Ribs
Little Britain?
next week.
I want one.
It's next weekend then. Jerk.
Yeah, I mean, ribs. Yeah, ribs are one of the things when I first started to like get into smoking. Everyone does the ribs, don't they? They try the 3-2-1, and you realise it doesn't work properly, and then that's when you start playing
ribs. Only 3-2-1 only works on like the proper decent sized meaty ribs. You know, like St. Louis.
Yeah,
that.
I don't really go off. If I was I was speaking to anyone, say I was speaking to you, and you said, yeah, like you tri-tip, yeah, I cut this tri-tip, and what did I smoked it for X amount of time at this. I try not. I'll use it as a guide, but I'd rather just feel it out myself.
Yeah, well, I normally stick with 3-2-1, but what I'll do is I'll adjust it to just a little bit over half because it's the sort of small ribs.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like little. I don't even know if they're baby backs, but they're not. They're similar size to baby backs.
Yeah.
So I just adjust it to suit normally. So you know, instead of 3 hours smoked, 2.
Yeah.
You know, I still do, you know, instead of 2 hours wrapped, I'll do 1.5. And instead of an hour sauce, I'll do half an hour sauce.
We used to...
You sort of see it so you can adjust it. Look at it. You know it's going to...
That's the thing, you've got to look.
You know how big it's going to be. You know how big it is. You're going to have to adjust it. You can't just go 3-2-1 and you just have full...
Well, the thing is as well, because we always, you know, the motto is like you cook to temp, not time anyway. So you cook into temp, and when you wrap or when you don't wrap, and when you do this, that, the only thing it matters, I think, is the outside texture and the colour.
Yeah, on ribs.
Other than that, it's the same. And when I was cooking them in the restaurant, all I would do, I'd put them in the smoker. It depended what rack they were on, and if it was cooking multiple racks and they were on different racks in the smoker, the ones at the top would get more colour than the ones at the bottom. So I'd be rotating them, or I'd wrap them sooner than the ones at the bottom. It depends how much room I had. So I would just go off the colour. As soon as the colour, I didn't even temp them. So some people would say, oh yeah, wrap them at 65, wrap them at 70.
To be honest, you can see the bones start pulling back.
Yeah, yeah.
It starts coming back, pulling back from the bones. It's like, you know what, it's ready for wrapping this.
Yeah. I mainly go off colour and how they feel. But yeah, the bone thing is a really good indicator, I suppose.
Yeah. Again, just over the years, you know, I've done St. Louis style, and 3-2-1 does work really well.
Yeah,
but not for smaller ribs. You've just got to adjust it depending on how big and how thick they are.
And that just comes with practice.
Yeah,
and you shouldn't beat yourself up if you're thinking, oh, I don't know when, because we've all been there. We've all had that. Like, well, I still get it now and again sometimes when I'm cooking things. I think I messaged you a few months ago saying, what temp am I cooking this at? Because you just have a bit of a brain fart and you forget.
Sometimes you don't remember. But I mean, people need to understand as well, like, you know, if they're cooking just home barbecue, we're not cooking competition ribs here where you've got to get this perfect bite. Do you know what? If it goes over a bit, I mean, your family will probably like it more because the ribs will just be falling.
Yeah. I quite like them like that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
What they call about a competition rib, I prefer it a little bit more overdone than that. I prefer it that way. But yeah, everyone's different, and
I'm not fussy. But to be honest, I'm not fussy. They were not bad. They still had quite a bit of bite to them. But
it's the juice. As long as they're moist.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah.
Whether it's got bite or whether it's more fall off the bone.
A little bit of bite. I mean, again, I'm not really bothered either way. I'd eat it falling off the bone. I'd eat it with a bite. I'm not actually that bothered. Yeah. I wasn't aiming for any of that, by the way. I was just aiming for a decent scram.
I've done them before where I've way overcooked them.
Yeah.
And literally the bones, you couldn't pick them up because the bones are falling out. And all I've done is I've just done it like almost like pulled pork and just put it.
Because that does have it has a really distinct flavour, ribs.
Yeah.
So it's totally different to pulled pork.
Yeah, it is. But pulled pork's, it has got more of it's texturally different, isn't it? Pulled pork's like really soft.
I think you could taste ribs and you know instantly you're eating ribs.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know why, like that's...
Yeah. They are good. That's that's reminded me how good they are. Because I went to lamb ribs dinner, and I still prefer lamb ribs. But I think when I had my eyes opened by the lamb ribs and started to have them more, I just stopped making pork ribs.
Yeah, they weren't unfortunately the one time I had them, they were just a little bit too fatty.
Yeah.
I don't feel the fat was rendered out enough.
Yeah.
You know, so where you like chewing and chewing, I just thought,
that's not good. Yeah.
Not into this. Like. So I need, to be fair, I probably do need to have some decent lamb ribs.
We'll get some off Liam and do.
And I was looking, right, I was thinking about this, right. So obviously I had a full rack out, but I was thinking in like something like that. You know, you do them as party ribs.
Yeah.
What are you actually gaining? You're actually going to gain a sliver either side to get or rub on it.
Yeah.
So I was sort of thinking, thinking.
See, even I still think there's something different about British ribs and American ribs, because even though those are quite meaty,
yeah.
But when you look at those compared to when you see like American ribs, they're like an inch and a half thick.
Well, have you not had the ones from Farm Foods?
Nah.
They were doing them for £5.
Yeah, I'm lying. I have had them.
But everyone was selling them. You know, you can go to a butcher's and there's some like sort of butchers.
But don't Farm Foods get the smaller weight ones, something like that? That's what I heard.
Mate, honestly, they're real. You can buy them off like John Davidson's, or you can buy them.
Noel sells
Tom Hickson.
Noel sells them. He gets them in bulk. Yeah.
Well, they sell them for like 25, 30 quid for a rack. I mean, Farm Foods are selling them for 15 quid now, but they were originally selling them for a £5.
Yeah.
I mean, £5. And the proper St. Louis ones with real meaty, you'd have to use 321 on them.
Well, let's have a look.
Well, 15 quid, to be fair, is not unreasonable, because you could genuinely feed a family out of a full rack.
Yeah.
I did 2.
Yeah.
I did 2 and had probably a third of a rack left, which again, just me and you on pod snacks is.
I'm gonna have to bring something next time. I'll have to.
Yeah,
I'm laying aside now.
I'm not sure what state I'm going to be in next time.
You be right. So I had the tried sip. Liam gave me some of his experimental hot links to try. So
what was in them? Have you not said?
Well, you know the brand jalapeno who do like the chili sauce.
He was going to do something.
Yeah, so they've been working together, and they've been sort of like trying stuff. So the ones that he gave me, I don't think are the final cut, but they're flipping good.
Yeah,
like, really good.
I'll be getting some muffins.
So he gave me a few of those. So I had those on 3 different occasions. He gave me 3, and I had 2 while I was filming some stuff about the classes. I cooked one, had one, and I won another night, and then I had one.
I was saying you had one for your lunch, didn't you?
Yeah. Just on its own. That's the good thing about them hot links, because they're so big, you don't need anything with them. I just have them like a little bit of sauce, a little drizzle of this, maybe some coleslaw. Yeah. I don't think you need anything with them.
Yeah,
I think they're that meaty and that tasty, and they're decent. Yeah. They're decent.
I've got some of the sausage ones in the freezer.
Yeah.
But I've got the Brazilian one.
Right.
So I've got a couple of them in the freezer, the Brazilian one, but I really want to make the feijoada. That's what I really want to do with them.
Yeah.
So like maybe smoke the sausages first,
and
then pile them in the feijoada and just let it all cook with all the beans and stuff. And I really fancy doing it. Like
I did that with that like bean stew thing, didn't I? Remember?
That's what I mean.
The sausages, yeah. It's so when I'm doing sausages now, I know to get a hot link to be perfect for like texturally and just be bang on, I need to smoke it first really low.
And just sear it.
Really low, then let it cool, and then just sear it.
So you basically reverse sear.
But I run out of patience, because as soon as it's smoked and you get out, it just looks plump and juicy, and it's glistening, and I'm sure it's winking at me.
Like, I'm sure on that sausage once they tell you on the pack how to cook it, and I think pretty sure it says on the packs like you cook it at like 130 or something all the way through.
Really low.
Don't crisp it up.
Yeah, really low.
Don't even crisp the skin up or anything. You just literally cook it as that.
Yeah. There's sausages are a funny one, because I used to just whack sausages in a pan and cook them, and then I realised that it's just far better in the oven done low.
High oven mine.
Yeah,
literally.
just do them low.
I don't. I just literally whack them in at 200 degrees.
No, I do them low. 200
degrees. You get a decent outside crust.
My mouth's watering now thinking about it. Just do them low, and then they just like swell and plump. And yeah, if you do them, because I think if you do them too hot, that's when you start to get the splits.
But do you not know what like that? I'm sure my dad said to me once that, if you're cooking the sausages much over 75 degrees, they start losing all the flavour.
Yeah. I only go about 70, 75.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Starts losing its flavour.
Well, there you go. Every day's a school day. Butcher John laying down the law again.
Butcher John 1.
Just letting out the knowledge. Loves it. absolutely loves it.
It might be Barbecue John 1.
Yeah.
Because you got the Weber out the other day, didn't you?
I seen.
Can't believe it's still going strong. I've had it for about over 10 years now.
Weber's, mate. That's Weber's for you.
Still going strong, mate.
Still going strong. Butcher John 1 will be appearing on the pod at some point. We have got plans, but I think we want to do something. If we're getting him on, we want to do something pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we'll get him on. So yes, I had the hot links. I've done a lot of skewers this week. So I got some onglet steak off Liam again, and what I did was I just whacked it in the freezer for about half an hour, so it wasn't fully frozen through, it was just started to firm up. Sliced it thin, and then skewered it like with 2 skewers. Marinated it. Sorry, before I put it on the skewers, I put it in a Tupperware dish with like soy, ginger, garlic.
Genevieve really similar.
Yeah, look, I've seen loads of people do it, and I just kind of just winged it. Put it in, sort of marinated it overnight. And then skewered it up and done it on the Weber Summit, because I was doing a lot of cooks on the Weber Summit, because just try to get to grips with it and get a feel for it. And that was they were mega, mate. It was really good, really good. I did that with like sweet potato discs. That again, I just did on the I put it straight over, whacked up, opened all my vents, whacked it up dead hot. Took about 5 minutes. And they were cooked through and just really nice. And I had that made like a herby mayo. Didn't make mayo. It was a weeknight. It was just a normal mayo, but then I just blitzed up some. I think there was dill, parsley, mint, and just whipped it through it. And
I fancy a new blitzer rider, you know.
Yeah, I keep looking at the ninja ones.
I keep seeing the little ninja ones.
Yeah,
they look really good for what I need it for.
I know.
I don't need like the worst thing is when you're getting this huge blender out and then you've got to wash all the different bits.
Yeah, and then you've got to find the attachment that you need.
Oh, mate, I just want like something that's just going to whiz some sauces up for me.
Yeah. They are really good. They're like smoothie maker ones, aren't they? They're the good ones.
Yeah, but they're only they're not huge, like a pint or something. Yeah, that's perfect.
Because it's just the bottom in it, and then the thing's separate. You just put it on. I had that in the restaurant. It was really good.
I'm pretty sure you could just lob that in the dishwasher then. Doesn't take too much room in the dishwasher as well.
Yeah.
I've had it where I've got like a big, massive smoothie maker with a handle on it.
Yeah. Because the blades are in the cup, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's...
So that's why you can just screw it on.
Yeah.
And the blades are in the cup.
I had this one and it had like a spout on it, and you could, open it up and it'd come out the spout and stuff, but it's so hard to clean.
Yeah. I got I can't remember what brand. It's Kenwood. It's a Kenwood one. It was pretty expensive. I think I got it about 3 years ago. And it was like the all singing, all dancing one at that time. It's probably not now because they're bringing out all new ones, but because I paid quite a bit of money for it, like I just point blank, I'm just going to get my use out of it. But it's a pain. It comes with a little bag with all the different attachments in it.
Yeah.
So you've got attachments in one cupboard, in this drawer, in that drawer, and then it's got like a little rod that you have to put on first to put your jug on.
Yeah.
For it to hit to catch the thing. It's a pain in the ass.
Not that expensive, the Ninja one.
No, I know. I do keep looking at them, but it's just another gadget, isn't it?
That's why
it's just another gadget. So I had them beef skewers, and then I had some lamb flatbreads, which again were like I skewered the lamb, and they were just lamb leg steaks that I picked up from Aldi, and they looked pretty decent. They weren't normally a bit naff, but that was the only reason why I was in Aldi, and I was like, I'll just have a look at the lamb, and I was looking. I thought they look all right then, so I got them, like skewered it, done flatbreads, and I didn't know whether to go with. I wasn't going to do flatbreads at first. I was just going to do like garlic potatoes, and then I seen the flatbreads. Ended up getting flatbreads, like you said. And I went spuds and bread.
I mean, I've got a leg of lamb in the freezer, and I'm going to butterfly it, take it off the bone, and just literally direct, get it up to like 55 degrees, something like that. I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I love lamb, love it.
Well, I'll let you know because I'll have to bring it in because Manners is don't eat one, so.
That's another.
Might as well not have any sooner.
It's another day off for me. Not having to go in for them. But those were banging. Like lamb's amazing. Lamb and beef has been sort of big this week. I did some just chicken wraps, like chicken thighs. Again, just playing around on the summit. I said to the girls, what do you want for your dinner? I'm going to do something on the barbecue. And they said, oh, we'll have chicken wraps. So it was literally tortillas, rocket. I put some rocket on it, sweet chili sauce. Just sliced up the chicken thighs with a crispy skin.
Pretty staple for me.
It's so good and so easy. I did ribeye. My missus went out with some of her old workmates for some food on Saturday night. So my mate from over the road, he's into his barbecuing as well. He come over, had a few beers, just had music because the weather was beautiful, wasn't it? We've not even mentioned that. The weather's been really nice, and it was quite mild. So I said, I've got a couple of ribeyes there. If you want to come over, bring some beers over. So he did, and he brought some lamb chops as well. And I had one hot link left, so we just basically just had a bit of a meat fest. Two blokes having a meat fest in my backyard. But no, it was good. It was nice just to sit outside and it not be cold. And yeah, the ribeyes were banging.
It was great for me because I went to football.
Yeah,
it was absolutely brilliant out in Manchester, Salford away.
Nice, very nice.
It was good, mate.
But the lamb chops, so good. I was telling you about it before. They were so good. I ended up having them later in the week as well. And I just cooked them on the summit. Cooked them medium rare, so they were still nice and pink inside. But they're weird lamb chops because they're small anyway. But when you get them from Aldi, they're not the best. They're hit and miss. They're a funny shape. Yeah. But it had this like sort of tail of fat, which they leave on obviously to bulk up the weight. Do you know what I mean? But if you've done them in a pan, they're not going to be that great because they're on the barbecue. It's all charred. Yeah. And it just become this like crispy pocket of juicy fat. So when you bit it, it just exploded in your mouth. It was just unbelievable. So I was like, oh my God, that's so good.
Saying this to a person. And it's one of the best, mate.
So we had those Saturday night, and then I had on Sundays, we didn't do Sunday, we had steak and eggs.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so I'd got two decent sized sirloins. Dippy eggs, all done again on the summit, but I used the soapstone. I thought I'll have a play with it. The only thing that I forgot, because I've not used it for so long, is it takes ages to heat up, the soapstone.
I've got one, but I don't really use it.
It takes so long. It's great, like the non-stick for the eggs. It just takes so long. I ended up, I put the steaks on. I thought, these are not cooking very quick. I'm going to end up boiling these. Yeah. So I put it on the
ain't sizzling.
Yeah. So I just put it on the grates and cooked them, and then while they were resting, it was then hot enough, and I just done the eggs on it, and just had a few chips. It was banging, and I used the Firefly jalapeno jam just on the eggs as well. From Firefly, yeah. So good, mate.
I've never tried that.
And then last night, belter of a dinner. Was telling my missus about them lamb chops that I had on Saturday, and I got more lamb chops again from Aldi, cheapo lamb chops. I got a hispy cabbage, quartered it, done it all on the barbecue, and I made I got half a pack of butter in a pan on the barbecue, let it all melt, put some crushed garlic in it, and Tubby Tom's.
What you got from Alfresco?
Yeah, which is what's called bone sucker. Yeah, bone sucker. Put loads of that in, mixed it all up, and just basted the hispy cabbage while it was cooking. Honestly, mate, the lamb was banging, but the hispy cabbage was something else.
I quite like lettuce and stuff like that, just on the bottom. Yeah. Just a lettuce wedge, even a lettuce wedge with like Caesar dressing.
Yeah.
Croutons, and in the summer.
Well, did you see what James Peck, who we mentioned, who's at Fields to Fork, who we've mentioned before, and we're going to try and get on the pod. He started to post some stuff now. Where he's doing his dinners. It's good work, James. I'm enjoying him. And he did like a weird take on Caesar salad, but it was with the satay rub from Angus and Oink. Did you see it?
Not sure I've seen it.
So he did it all, and
I've seen a couple of them. Right?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It did look nice. Like I'm pretty sure he charred the lettuce before he chopped it up. I'm pretty sure he did. But yeah, it was really, really good. Looked really good.
Yeah, I quite like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really do. Especially in the summer, you can do like a chicken club sandwich, or even a Caesar salad with chicken thighs and bacon cooked on the barbecue.
Yep.
It's so good, honestly. So good.
And I think that's the great thing. I've been going on about it because I'll talk about it in a minute about like in the news and announcements stuff with the classes. Like it's half the fun is just playing around with stuff, innit?
Yeah.
Just trying stuff. Like you'll see something, you go, I wonder if that'll work with what I did overnight and da. And yeah. But that's all my cooks. There was a lot of them.
That's the longest you've ever done.
That I know. I was running out of breath. I could see your eyes starting to glaze over. Stop talking about lamb. So news in the community. There's a few little bits and bobs. We've got your reviews to do as well. I think we'll do your reviews last before we sign off. Yeah. So we're not rushing through it then.
Yeah.
So we've done what we've been cooking. Barbecue Up North is back.
Yeah.
Ryan did mention it in the last episode that it is sort of a phoenix coming out of the flames kind of thing. And our mate John is not taking over the reins, because I think Ryan's still involved, but he's helping out.
People still involved.
Yeah, he's helping.
He's just going to help out a bit more. So the majority of stuff I think he's going to post.
Yeah, and I think that if you're not following Barbecue Up North, get following it. You don't have to be up north to follow it. You know, you can be from wherever, but it's there to celebrate barbecue in general.
I keep forgetting. I keep meaning to just tag.
I've been tagging him. I'm
going to add it.
If you tag Barbecue Up North in anything you post, they'll reshare it, because basically that account is there just to help the barbecue community get out there and spread the word, and just sort of try and keep that community feel around. So get following it and get tagging it.
We're just tagging them though.
Do it.
I completely forgot, you know.
They're going to know that it was an after tag.
I might
second choice tag.
I'm going to add to my story and then put them on it as well, just so it doesn't feel like a second tag. Sorry guys for the second.
Yeah, so
the added
unbelievable
tag.
scenes.
Did that.
Some more news is I mentioned it last time about the Cheshire BBQ School. The dates are now up. Tickets have started to sell, which is exciting, scary at the same time. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to doing it. There's a few more little announcements, which once confirmed I'll put out there. But yeah, it's going to be fun, and the reception that it's received is it's put a smile on my face. So thank you very much. Even if you're not into going to barbecue classes or lessons, you know, or I'm not the kind of guy who can teach you anything, then you know, any shares and stuff like that, or you know, pointing people in my direction is hugely appreciated.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, so thank you very, very much. We may even have some guest teachers at some of the classes in the future. Who knows? We'll see. It was the Leviathan Open Day.
Yeah, you went.
I went. Ryan went as well with his lady.
A few people there, weren't there?
Steve from Alfresco was there. Adam was there. Who else was there? Who else was there? Chris.
There was that lad from Bristol way. He was cooking money.
Oh, Hunter Gather Cook.
Hunter
Gather Cook, yeah. Had a bit of a chat with him. Yeah, the food was the meat was really nice.
Yeah, it was venison, wasn't it?
They had venison. It was really, really good, and it was their barbecues or something else.
Yeah, honestly, I've seen videos of them. I think Smoking Out's got one. The first video that he posted, I was like, it looks like an unbelievable piece of kit.
Unbelievable. There was. Seeing the picture, I'm like you. Seeing the picture, I thought, yeah, they look awesome. But seeing them in the flesh was something else. There was one of them there it was a custom build, and it was nearly done. They had it on show. It was just class. It was like almost like steampunk. It was all like cogs and gears and all sorts. And I went to lift up the lid to the firebox. I had to swap arms and do it with my right with my strong arm to get it up. I was like, no one's looking here, can see me struggling with this. But yeah, it's class. I had a chat with the lads from Leviathan, and they're pretty keen to come on the pod at some point and have a chat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They're super busy at the minute, as you can imagine, especially coming into the season of festivals and things like that. I think they're going to be showing the face in a few festivals up and down the country, so keep an eye out for that. And then the British Live Fire Championships.
Yeah, the entries are open.
It's open now.
Open from the 1st of March, I think it was.
Yeah, and it's brought to us by Kadai. So if you go and follow Kadai or
they've got two. There's got 2 pages.
It's BLFC, isn't it, on Instagram? So it's not called British Live Fire. It's BLFC. So if you go and check those out, you can enter. And the first entry or round 1 is you just do it at home.
Yeah. So
whatever your favourite cook is, it has to be on a barbecue over fire kind of thing. Do a little video and a little shot of it at the end on a plate, post it and tag Kadai and BLFC.
Yeah. And
I think it goes to a vote, does it?
Yeah, I think so. And then after a round or two, it might even just be into the second round. You know, there's so many that go. I think so many go through to the second round, and then it goes to the public vote.
Yeah.
And then from the public vote, they'll pick 3, I think it is.
Yeah.
That actually go to the actual Live Fire Cooking Championship, and it's at Ludlow Food Festival.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
it's pretty.
It looks good.
If you win, it's pretty.
Well, is the prize still the same as last year?
I think it is.
You get to go to a cook in the World Championships.
I think so. Yeah.
Because I mean that is an awesome prize.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And you get to take. I think what it looks like, you get to take like a crew of people.
Yeah.
To cook with.
Yeah. I would be. I would
you
be.
do it and then bring.
I would be tempted. I've got so much on my plate. I just, yeah.
Free trip to America.
I just, yeah. There's nothing. I'm a busy fool at the minute.
Yeah, I know, but you're like with your plating, with your teaser.
I think it takes a little bit more than that.
You know what I mean? It's probably perfect, isn't it?
Maybe next year. Maybe from the Shack Pod might enter next year. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. I've got so much. Yeah, so much on my plate. It is tempting. It is. I've said for ages I wanted to do something just for a laugh, enter a competition to do cooking. But I think just like a friendly, maybe like an overnight camping thing is more kind of like my vibe.
Go and do Glossop Grill Fest and
might do.
Go up against Adam.
But it looks amazing. I'd love to go. I'd love to go and watch at the British Live Fire. Just have a look and see what's going down and see what they're doing.
Last year was the same day as Sizzle Fest, so I thought I was just like, I remember. I think I might have even entered. I think I did enter, or I just chucked a video of a curry that I'd been cooking on the flames, and I don't think I've really got anywhere really, if I'm honest. But I was sort of like, and ahhing whether to enter or not, because Sizzle Fest is a great day.
Yeah.
Like I would really be upset if I had to miss that.
Yeah. It, like I say, it's one thing too much for me this year. I just can't. It's too much. And I don't think I could be dead serious about it either. I don't think I've got that in me.
Yeah, I was sort of like I entered and I just thought, am I actually that bothered because of the Sizzle Fest thing?
Yeah.
I thought,
I think it's good. I think we need stuff like that in and around that.
100%. It'll get bigger. It'll help the whole barbecue get back.
Because the more people that go to these festivals and events and see it, it's going to be like super helpful. But I think for me, again, more than anything, I'm just too busy. But secondly, I think I'll start off small with some little sort of friendly cookouts and just for bits of a laugh. I don't think I'm there yet. I think there's some big name chefs entering that competition.
Let's go for it.
And here's my Aldi lamb chop.
Yeah, but it's presented very well.
It's got chives on it.
Gotta put a bit of gravy on it.
But go check it out anyway. This might be something that I know there's a few guys who tag us a lot who are getting pretty decent with their barbecue. Grill on Mill, Sean, I'm looking at you. The Bold Barbecue.
Yeah.
These guys are all up in the game. This might be something they might want to get a little team together, and we'll cheer you on. But yeah, let us know if you do, if you are entering, let us know, man.
Let us know.
Yeah, we'll be keen to know how you get
from the Shack cheerleaders.
100%. I'll do that. I'll cheerlead. So that's the British Live Fire Championship. Love Logs, yeah.
Yeah, so they've opened their. There's an announcement on the 14th of March. So a couple of days. I assume the announcement will be it's open for entries or maybe explaining this year's competition. So I think this is the 4th year now.
Right.
So I entered into the 2nd year and actually got to the final. It was a really good weekend, to be fair.
Where is it?
Well, it was at their house originally.
Right.
So it was at their house. They had a big house with a big garden with loads of different pizza ovens in.
Right.
And the Friday you got there. Did you get there? You got there. Was it on the Friday or the Saturday? I think you got there on the Saturday. You basically made your dough when you got there, so you had to make your dough there and then. So like a 24-hour direct dough.
Mm.
And then that day, Saturday, you basically just
socialising.
You just socialised. It was sunny.
Yeah.
You just got drunk.
Yeah.
And ate pizza.
Yeah.
It was really good, You just got drunk and ate pizza, and then the next day, you basically had to turn. You got you're obviously a name in a hat where you go in, whether you're number 1 or number 5, wherever you are in the sort of line, and you had to turn out 2 pizzas, a margarita and what they call a dough stopper.
Right.
So your dough stopper can be anything.
Right.
So like some of the other guys, like there was Scott from Scott's Pizza. He was doing stuff like Parmesan twirls and stuff like that, and putting stuff like the extra crunch on the pizza and stuff like that. Yeah. I did an Indian style pizza.
I remember you saying,
it's my absolute favourite. Naga base, naga and tomato base, chicken tikka, red onions, straight. I mean, maybe I should have even done something like crispy onion bhaji on it or something,
yeah, yeah.
and then finished off with your coriander, like as a, post coriander, and then the mint yogurt sauce. It was for me, flavour wise, it was
Banging.
absolutely banging. So yeah, they sort of do it at an actual place now.
Right.
So they rent out like a big Airbnb or something like that, and then they do it at this like hall or something.
Yeah.
So it looks really good. So yeah, if you're into your pizzas, check it out, sort of thing. It's good. Like
pizzas. Yeah, I'm gonna
gotta be really into it though. To be good at making pizzas, you've got to be really into it. And I just never thought I was that. I've never felt I'm that into pizza. If I ever had the choice of pizza and barbecue, I would always be barbecuing.
Is that an ease thing? No, is that because the barbecue you can go out? I think I put it on one of my stories. It was the dinner I did yesterday, the lamb chops and the crispy cabbage. I went out, lit the barbecue, come in, marinated everything, prepped everything, went out, threw it on the barbecue. It was all cooked within 10-15 minutes.
I just think there's too much to converse between the two really well. You're either really into barbecuing or you're really into pizza.
It's the dough. They're making the dough bit that
but it's really sciencey, mate.
Yeah, I don't mind making dough, but if I could make the dough and use it straight away, I'd be fine with that. But it's the fact that you've got I don't think that far ahead sometimes. Like, I haven't got that time.
3 days in the fridge?
Yeah,
it's a bit extreme. But anyway, I mean, it's all right. I don't mind doing pizzas every now and again, but I just know I'm not into it as much as some other people. We're talking about temperatures, hydration. Don't get me wrong, I'll think about hydration, because obviously I know if I went over 65% hydration, I know I wouldn't be able to handle the dough properly. It'd be too sticky for me. I know I'd mess it up.
Yeah.
But so I'm not quite. There's just a lot of science and a lot of in-depth research that you'd have to probably do to be good at pizza.
It's like you say, you're either into you're into one or the other kind of thing, I suppose. I think there's a lot more patience involved.
Every couple of months or whatever, I love doing a few pizzas.
I'm quite happy with frozen dough, mate. I think you get some decent frozen dough now.
You can now, but I always find like there's the Great Northern Pizza Dough, is it? Or Great Northern Pizza Company. They say what it says on the pack or something, leave it out for 4 hours or something, but it's not enough for me. Like, it needs to be a bit longer, because I just struggled shaping it. You were sort of, it would just spring back, or I was never able to shape it to, like I say, a full 10-inch pizza. We were always getting like 8-inch. No matter what I did. It just. So I think the last time I used it, I left it out for a bit more like 6-8 hours, something like that. And it seems to be a bit better to work with.
I know what you mean. So yeah, pizzas.
Pizzas, man. Have we got any other announcements?
Just that I built the summit. Big shout out to John Finch and Weber. Loving it, by the way. I'm finding it a bit. I'm doing the thing that I like about other Kamados that I've used and the vents, because obviously mastering vents, that's when you know you can barbecue, right?
I mean,
when you know what the vents,
so much easier once you do that.
When you know what the vents do, that's you're halfway there. And I think the thing about like ceramic Kamados, it's a visual thing as well. Like, you can see how far it is open, but the Weber system, the Weber system is there. So what I need to do is I need to get under there and mark it with a marker pen where my things are, so I know, because I just don't trust, because I know how mass production works, and like not everything is gonna sit.
I think on the Webers though, I think
it's there. If it says wide open, it's wide open. If it says shut, it says shut. It's the bit in between. It's the half.
So I didn't, because when I did a lot of cooking on the Weber, I used the snake method. So by virtue of the snake method, you didn't have to mess around with the vents. The vents were pretty much fully open. And by virtue of the snake, you're only doing two. It's cooking 2 briquettes at the time, so you would never go over your thing. So because I never used the minion method, or whatever you want to call it, you've got all your charcoal piled up and you're just going to pile on some lit coals. I never really used that method, so I can't recall really having to set it as much. Maybe when you were doing like a roast at 180, and but from what I remember, I don't ever feel that it was difficult to regulate.
It's not. I mean, it's just one of them. Like, there was a bit of like to and fro in, like trying to keep get it. But you do find it where you are. You'll feel your way through it. Like if you know what you're looking for, you'll feel your way through it. It's just different to being able to visually see where your vents are. But again, it's just getting used to it. But you keep your eye on your temperature gauge. You can't really go wrong. Do you know what I mean? As soon as it starts to go up a little bit too much, you're slowing it down and you're slowing it down. You're slowing it down.
Handbraking it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's part of barbecue. That's part of the fun, learning that, and like learning it on different barbecues. Again, for me I've enjoyed it this week. I've enjoyed unboxing that, building it, cooking on it, just playing around with it. And it's once you can cook on a barbecue, like every barbecue you go to, it's going to be the fundamentals are the same. Like the science of it is the same, but it's different. It's like driving a car.
I quite enjoyed trying to figure out that. You know, it was the same with the Ozpig for me. I sort of quickly figured out that if you put the pan on the top and pull it back a little bit and have all the vents, the door open sort of thing, because it's not merely vents. You have the door open, you have the pan on the top, pulled back slightly so there's an inch at the back. I knew that was like flying up to probably 500 degrees really, and you could see the flames licking all at the back. However, if you literally close the door and put the pan fully over it, it's literally at simmering.
Yeah.
So once you have a few goes in it, you'll naturally just learn what it's like.
It's like when I started cooking it feels like the depth from a full chimney of charcoal to the grate is more. There's more distance than my other Kamado.
Yeah, you got 2 on you.
Yeah,
you got 2 on
3.
You got 3.
Yeah,
3 levels or 1 of 3.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But it feels like there's more distance. So that comes into play as well. How close you are to the charcoals and how much charcoal you're going to put. And it's been fun. It's been fun to do it. So that's one of the things. That's why at the classes I've said I'm going to teach my classes on Weber kettles. There's going to be other barbecues there for people. If someone says,
have a tryout, sure.
If someone says, I want to have a play on a Kamado, there's Kamados there. If someone says, I'm thinking about buying a pellet grill, well, there's a pellet grill there. Like, well, I'll show you how it works, but learn on a kettle.
Yeah.
Because everything you learn on a kettle, you can take to something else. But what you learn on something else, you can't necessarily take to a kettle. You'll struggle. That's the way I see it, anyway.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. I remember when I went from the kettle to a ceramic, and it was just like, this is the most easiest thing ever. Sort of.
Well, that's why I've sort of lulled myself into this false sense of security because I've been cooking on a ceramic Kamado for so long, and then I've started to cook because I'm going to be doing the class. All right, well, you need to start cleaning off and working on these kettles again. I said, right, it is a little bit more work than what you used to, but it's fun at the same time.
Yeah,
like playing around with it. So yeah, I think that's all the news, mate.
I've got some good news.
Go on.
I've booked the table at Apres.
You eat out a lot,
Chef
mate.
Tom Bateman.
You eat out a lot, you.
I know what it was. I watched the Great British. I watched Great British Menu. Tom Bateman was on Great British Menu.
Yeah.
And he did a dish with wild boar and mangalitsa pig.
Oh,
mate, I'll share this.
Do you actually with Great British Menu? I wait till it's finished and then I will just binge it all.
I watch it in the background more than anything.
Do you? I binge it all when it's over, mate.
Right, so it's an Apres.
I'll tell you what I booked in midweek. St Ives in Cornwall in August.
Yeah, I've been going the last few years.
So
it's a bit busy.
So our friend actually owns a cottage. The location, banging.
Oh, is it literally on the front?
So nice, yeah.
Right.
It's called Tam's Little Blue Cottage. Shout out Tam.
It's
expensive, but it's mega.
We've not decided. We'll rather go Cornwall in August, or we'll go abroad in August and go Cornwall in the May.
Yeah. Well, Lily, my eldest daughter's going to Normandy with school in June. So we were going to go abroad in the summer, but that's cost us an arm and a leg, and then having to get this school sorted and do loads of stuff for that and other stuff that needs doing around the house. We just said, right, we'll stay in the UK. But it's turned out what it's costing us to go to Cornwall. We could have got a pretty decent all-inclusive. But we do love Cornwall, and we've been to Cornwall.
We go every year.
Well, we don't go every year. We probably go every other year to Cornwall, but we've not been to St Ives since Anna was pregnant with Daisy, and Daisy was 11 last week. So we've not been to St Ives because we always kind of when we went, like you, it's a bit busy. It's this, it's that. We've been to a few different. We thought we'll try different parts of Cornwall, and we didn't realise it's been that long.
I quite like the other bit, Kynan Cove.
Not been there. Bute's nice.
Yeah, Bute's nice. It's north as well, so it's
yeah. The thing I like about Bute is you got real access to loads of them the different beaches.
Yeah, and they've got a seagull, haven't they, as well?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
we've got this rare menu up now.
Go on.
So it's £90 per person. So
that's not bad. That
bad considering you're getting a few courses. So, but I just thought I don't even care how much it is. I'm going. So I looked at it and it was just that mangle. It's a pig and wild boar. I couldn't not go. So snacks, Staffordshire cheese and beetroot with a Park House roll.
Nice.
Starter, it's Jersey roll potatoes, Vaduvan, miso onion.
Potatoes. Is he a Lord of the Rings fan?
It's a Lord of the Rings one.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. Pomme souffle, truffle. Sounds good, mate. Atlantic cod, and it's called the Bard of Avon. So obviously it was Shakespeare. Artichoke, smoked butter, cucumber, caviar. Shropshire wild boar, the origin of the species. Mangalitza, celeriac, walnut, boulangerie. He does like boulangerie potatoes with
like that looks mega.
White port.
Sounds mega.
Cherry and woodruff, Salcombe chocolate, the first tycoon with Pedro Jimenez, 72% chocolate hazelnut with a creme fraiche. Hey, I know how good this. I've seen him. What I've watched.
Where is it? Where's this?
So basically, he's got the Flintlock in Cheddleton.
Yeah.
And so basically the first one.
Ah.
So he's got this apres, which is supposed to be like small plates type thing.
Yeah.
Above his actual restaurant. His actual restaurant is not a set menu.
Right.
He does bits of set menus during the week, but I mean,
a la carte.
Yeah, it's a la carte. You can pick. There's a fish, a fish, a veggie, and a meat dish, and then you can pick whatever. So yeah, I quite like the difference in the two, to be honest. And just as I said, I watched it on Great British Menu, and I seen, for me, the wild boar dish was. It just looked outrageous, mate. I mean, do you know what? I'm actually going to show you a picture, mate, because honestly, it was.
Well, while you're getting that up, I'm good. Before I forget, I think it's probably worth noting that we've had 2 shout-outs from other podcasts in recent weeks. So the first one was from Underseasoned, an Australian barbecue podcast. Really good podcast. It's a lot of fun. 2 lads are absolutely smashing it. If you're not listening to it, in your podcast list, go and listen to it. And the other one is a bit of a chefy podcast. It's not really a barbecue. It's not a barbecue podcast. It's a food podcast called The Nightcap. And yeah, they give us a bit of a shout out. I messaged them when I took, at the very beginning of taking the year out. I went working at Linen Stores, and they shouted me out then, and I reached back out to them and let them know where I was up to, and that we was doing a podcast now, and they gave us another shout. So thank you very much, appreciate it. Oh yeah,
that's actually.
So the listeners can't see this.
That's not the wild boar one. That's the one that he's just put on is in the Flintlock. So the wild boar one is very nice. That's the wild boar.
Oh yeah,
mate. Honestly.
So you listen to this. So to look at this, you're gonna have to go and look at Tom Bateman's Instagram. I mean, his plates always look great anyway, don't they? Yeah, that looks really. It just
looks so good. My mum and my mum's fella went.
Did they have this menu?
They went on Saturday. They had this one, so they actually went to the Flintlock, not the apres.
Right.
So they had just the a la carte menu.
Right.
But again, I mean, he's even started doing burgers,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really good.
A lot, do you know what I've noticed? A lot, and like fried chicken, a lot of these higher end restaurants are starting to do their takes on fast food, street food. And I think, why not? I said it to you before, didn't I? I felt like a bit of a div when I told the chef, Chris, that when he said, what's your favourite thing to eat? And I was like, burgers. So fine dining chef. But he was like, no, I love burgers.
Well, I'll get on to it then. I went Sticky Walnut.
You did, yes. Yeah.
Last Friday, was it? Last Friday. So they had a set bistro a la carte menu.
Yeah.
So I'll just pull the menu up now. 1 second. It was really good, actually.
We're gonna start rating these, aren't we?
It was really good, mate. Honestly, I was impressed. Like,
are we gonna start rating like # Brady?
What's that?
You're not seeing hashtag on? Oh, you're not on TikTok, are you?
I was on TikTok. I refuse. So What did I have now? So I had where was it now? I think it's changed a little bit here. Miso glazed, miso glazed belly bacon, I think it was. Oh, so I mean, yeah, that was.
Was it good?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull a photo up actually.
Was it as good as it sounds?
Yes.
Oh,
So
nice, yeah.
so it's like a big thick slab
Yeah.
of belly bacon, and it had salmiak puree.
Puree,
It
mate.
was really good, mate.
Puree, mate. It's the way forward.
Yeah,
Telling
it was
you.
really good from a guy that doesn't have puree. But it was quite nice, you know.
It's about time all these chefs were catching up. You know, I've been screaming about purees for 18 months.
It was like a big pork belly burnt and bacon version.
Yeah.
Which I think was really, really good.
Mm.
And then my second one, I had a duck leg.
Yeah.
Comfy. Again, we were talking about it a week that I can't recall having comfy duck leg.
Mm.
So we had like this duck leg with this sauce, and it had cabbage and pickled walnuts, and then it had like a duck faggot or something like that.
Right.
I mean, it was, to be honest, it was really, really good, really, really good. And then I had
How many courses?
I only had 3 courses.
All right.
I had this granita, so it was like a set cream with this like lime granita with like cinnamon bayonets.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Really, really, really nice. I'm just not sure on the different temperatures for me personally. I wasn't sure on the, having the warm bayonets, the cold set cream, and the freezing granita.
Yeah.
I was just like, they all worked really well, but it made it taste. It was almost like I was just eating ice cream though, because the sort of granita mixed in with the cream, and it almost, I felt like I was eating ice cream when I know I wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, very nice. Really, very nice. Really nice, like, place. It's quite small. There's a little upstairs and a downstairs. Very reasonably priced.
Right.
Very reasonably priced. I think it was about 140 quid, something like that.
It is.
We had a bottle of wine. We had 3 courses each.
It's decent.
It's reasonable, that.
Yeah.
And then my second one, I went to Peckforton Castle,
You did.
which is an absolute amazing venue.
I'd never heard of it until you said it. Never even heard of it. And then I looked online. I was like, it looked class.
Yeah, it's outrageous. Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous. Like, you're in an actual castle.
Yeah.
And I was reading about it, and
Did they do like recreations there?
I don't think so. No, they do like a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
But what got it for me? What for me was, it isn't actually that old. So it's only like, say, not far off 200 years old. It's like built in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe somebody would actually build an actual castle like that, as if it's an actual medieval castle.
Yeah.
Like 200 years ago. I mean,
some people
must have just had some
more money than
serious
sense.
cash. Like,
yeah.
that was unbelievable. It's amazing,
Well,
honestly.
there's no Ferraris then.
No, I suppose, yeah. So they had something to spend their money on. But yeah, it was really good. The place was amazing. I'm just trying to have a look exactly what I had. So I had a minced venison in like a croquette.
Right.
But the flavour, and then this tomato sauce and that, but the flavour it had, again, it was like nothing I'd ever eaten. It was almost like beefy because it's a venison.
Yeah.
And then the tomato sauce, again, it was better than any tomato sauce I've ever cooked.
Yeah.
And then for the main, I had like a lamb chop.
Yeah.
So a lamb chop with like a minty sauce, a minty gravy. Mrs. had a
Sirloin,
steak, but she didn't.
Was it sirloin?
She was sirloin, but she didn't really rate it, to be fair.
You said it was a bit fatty.
Yeah, it was a bit gristly, that was the thing. And I've heard like a few rumblings that there's a lot of these Brazilian and like steaks coming into the UK when they're not as good. Yeah. And there's a certain cook. So
it's a funny one, steak, innit? I think, and again, it's.
And then we just shared a sticky toffee pudding, to be honest.
Yeah, you're always gonna get the odd steak that's a bad steak that's got grizzle in it, like, and that's just life. It's an animal at the end of the day. Like, it's not something that's been made in a factory. But I think also it's the cooking of it. I think if you're cooking it and you're not giving that fat,
I'm sure my dad said it was a Brazilian. It'll be. He said there's a load of these. He said these Brazilian strip loin steaks are flooding the market, and they're actually like half the price of a normal steak.
Right.
But you can see it here.
You
see it now. You can see all that gristle, can't you?
Yeah.
So that's where she was obviously, they were struggling, because I thought, she said to me something like, "Can you cut it up for me?" And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" So I was like, get it here, like. And then I struggled like anything. I really struggled cutting it myself. So, but I'm looking at the picture of it online. It probably is that because you can see.
Yeah. That's weird, that, isn't it, that they've got
Is it?
that. I wonder why like those Brazilian sirloins got that then.
Absolutely no idea. Cut from the rear, the sirloin sits between the fillet and the rump. I mean, that's basically a sirloin.
Yeah,
so.
it's the same. Does that say that's a Brazilian sirloin? Yeah, it does. Brazilian.
Yeah, Brazilian. But that's exactly what it was, and I've got a photo.
Did it not say on the menu where they sourced the meat from?
No, but you can see
Yeah.
there's really big, thick pieces of gristle, which I assume is that.
That would your missus sounds like similar to mine with stuff like that. Like that would put her off.
I think it'd probably put me off a little bit, because if you can't even eat the whole thing, what's the point?
Yeah.
I told her anyway. I told her not to have it because I said, "What's the point? It won't be as good as we can do at home."
Won't be as good as mine, love. Won't be as good as mine.
That's what I tried to say, like, but she wasn't interested.
So out of the two,
I prefer the sticky walnut, to be honest.
sticky walnut.
Yeah, it was a little bit
recommend it. Price wise, it seems good for what you got.
very reasonable. Very reasonable.
That's in Chester, right?
That's in Chester. Yeah, it's not in the town centre though. It's a little bit outside. In like
Yeah.
There's like a little.
I'm getting some recommendations off you because you obviously eat out a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I just wanna go and.
I'm like.
Well, my missus is actually booked. She's actually booked the Flintlock and she's booked Apres. But I've just said no. We're going one.
Yeah.
We're going one or the other. I'm not doing both. Like in a month.
Yeah.
It's a bit extreme, though.
Yeah.
Because you're going to talk what? 400 odd quid in meals. Like, I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm not dropping 400 odd quid in meals.
No.
Although I would like to go Yinche. It's like 500 quid the tasting menu.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's top end. However,
to me, there is a cut off point for me when it's the cost. Like, and I'm not knocking.
There's 30 courses though. It's like something like 30 courses.
Yeah, I don't want
like 5 hours.
I don't want that. I haven't got 5 hours. I haven't got 5 hours. I haven't got 5 hours to spare, I'm afraid. I love a tasting menu. Like 8 to 10 is max for me. 8 to 10 for me is a full night out.
Yeah, and I
sat at the table with my friends. That's the evening done.
I've had 9 before, and I was quite new to fine dining, and I was like looking at the size of the plates, and I'm going to be starving here. I tell you what, I got to wait, and I thought, I don't know if I can eat.
It's not. Yeah, I'm not.
It's very rich. Remember, they do it so it's really rich. You can never eat a full plate of it.
No. Yeah, there's a reason why it is what it is, but yeah, there is a limit to the amount of courses, and there's a limit to what I'll pay. It's not that I'm tight. It's just. I mean, I'm like you. I'm like.
I'm tight, by the way, but
I'm just like, I could do better than that at all.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I can do better. I
absolutely hate it when I go out and I can't. I basically would sit there and go, I could have done a better job of this. I hate it. So I'm sort of at the moment trying to go to more fine dining restaurants because
it ups the odds of having a good.
I just can't bring myself to.
Yeah, I go a lot of recommends. I tend to, unless it's something that I've seen where I've heard that the chef is really good, or it's a chef that I'm aware of, it's a chef that I've been following and they've just opened a restaurant, blah blah blah. I tend to, I suppose it'd be better saying I tend to spend my money wisely when it comes to eating out, just because I do love my own cooking. I'm not.
Yeah, no, I'm not. A lot of inspiration comes to me is when I watch Great British Menu. And you see like the people that get to the banquet.
Yeah.
That for me, if you look at it right, they've got to get through the first bit with like a chef, like a really well known chef. Then they've got to then impress like Tom. What's his name now? Tom.
Pirate.
Tom the Pirate, wasn't it?
Tom the Pirate.
What's his name?
Tom Kerridge.
Tom Kerridge. I can't even forget.
Tom the Pirate. What's his name?
He says he's pirate. So he's got to get through that, and then he's got to get through another round.
Yeah.
So to get to the menu with all these amazing chefs, I went to a few last year. I went to a few purposely of where they were.
Yeah,
they were.
It's a good shout actually. I've never thought about doing that. That is a good shout.
Because you were going to get one of the best meals ever,
and you can see what they're about.
One of my best meals was Chef Tom Shepherd.
Yeah,
doing all the Banana Man, the pie that I did last week.
Yeah.
That for me.
I tried to get him to give you a shout out, mate.
I know.
I tagged you.
Come on, Tom.
Come on, lad.
Come on, be a lad.
Do an old soldier a favour, will you?
So
he didn't play ball.
I know.
He didn't play ball. Come on, Tom. Come on, you're better than that.
Come on, Tom.
But no, yeah, I think coming into summer, obviously, I'm going to eat out more. But yeah, I'm going to start looking at restaurants for St Ives.
Oh, I've got a couple of ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look.
Adam Hanlon's. He's got a couple.
What's the name? I've
You've also got Paul Ainsworth. He's got a few down there. Cafe Ridge.
He has, yeah. He's more Devon, more, isn't he?
No.
Is he not?
No, he's
Cornwall.
Pads.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, he is, yeah.
Cafe Reggiano. He's got the one in Rock, the actual pub.
Yeah.
I had one of the best shepherd pies in my life.
I do, yeah. I like...
You know, if you ask my kids, like, where was the best meal that you had, they'll say Paul Ainsworth.
Was it?
The one at Rock.
Mm.
What's it called? The Mariners.
Have you seen that, the crackling that he's done?
Yes.
Where he boils it and rolls it.
Yes,
it looks unbelievable,
yeah,
doesn't it?
I know.
It looks crazy. Check that out, guys. We're just waffling, by the way. I forgot we're recording a podcast here. I don't even know if we've been entertained. Sorry, guys. We've just been like talking about food that we're going to have. I think that's it. Shout outs. There's not many. I did want to shout out to Ball Barbecue, who listens, and obviously Sean, Grill on Mill. You guys are tagging us away, which is really good, and we'll always repost when you tag us.
Yeah.
Ball Barbecue is the guy who posts screenshots of where he's listening to us. So I think one time he's in his car, or he's on a plane, or he did it today saying he was walking through Manchester.
Starving.
Yeah. So yeah, keep doing that, keep tagging, and if you want a shout out on the pod, or you want to announce anything, if you're doing a pop up, or you just want a shout out, say hi, or it might be your birthday or something, then let us know, tag us, send us a message, and we'll do what we can. I think that's it.
I think that's it, mate.
I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Cheers all.
Episode 13 next. Unlucky for some. We have got some guests lined up, but we need to do some logistics. But yeah, that's it. So keep the flames. What is it? I
keep the flames lit
and keep the fires burning.
And keep the fires burning.
The fires burning.
Yes.
Keep it.
If you want a t-shirt with that on, give us
a. But do you know what? Before we go, actually, probably worth saying, we are going to have t-shirts, because I think we should have t-shirts for the pod anyway.
What's your favourite, Osmosis or Keep the Flames Burning?
Osmosis, baby. Or just if you're interested, if you are interested, I don't know why anyone would, but if you are maybe interested in getting a t-shirt, because we were just going to get t-shirts done for us. But if anyone's interested in a t-shirt, let us know, and we'll see what we're able to do. But I'll leave you with that thought. Do let us know, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take it easy.